Good morning, traders. Today is Tuesday, September the 3rd, and I'm just going to give you a quick review of what I expect for the week ahead. All right, so we are on the dollar chart here, and you can see that the dollar has dropped to my level 100. And then that has held as support. We actually did not get any confirmation below this level. In fact, we dropped below, came back above, dropped below again, and came back above. Now I expect us to touch this ascending pink trend line before we continue our trend down. So the dollar should get stronger probably through this week before it weakens again, expecting that rate cut in September. September 17th, I believe, is the date for the rate cut. I think the market consensus right now, don't quote me on this, is 50 basis points, but it could be 75. If we get 75, the dollar will really drop. And at that point, I would expect us to drop down to our long-term descending trend line coming all the way from 1984 before we get any sort of a bounce. All right, so with the dollar dropping and the VIX remaining relatively low, you can see we're down here in this liquidity block of buying pressure, but we remain down there on this descending red trend line. So with the VIX remaining low and the dollar continuing to drop over the next course of several weeks, I would expect SPY to continue up. And you guys know that my end of year target for SPY now has changed to 650, 700, somewhere up in that level. I don't have those drawings on the chart right now, but you've seen it from past videos. 650 to 700 is my end of year target. What I'm unsure of at this point and why I sold 50% of my allotment is because I don't know if I'm wrong and we just continue straight up, or if we drop down here for fulfilling this, the sort of double top pattern, and come down to some sort of support before we continue up through the remainder of the year. That remains to be seen. We have not broken our previous high, and so in the cards right now, it's more likely that we do drop at least to this pink trend line. Get out another arrow here, this ascending pink trend line, which is coinciding with the Ikimoto cloud, providing a good area of confluence and strong support. It's possible that we do break through that though and come down even further, maybe to our 200-day moving average, which is actually moving up quite rapidly. So I'm not sure how much farther down we would come from there, but given that we have all sorts of geopolitical situations occurring in our news space, that FUD would be worthy enough of us breaking that support and coming down even further. And I wouldn't be surprised if something crazy happens, at least here in the US, or something the US instigates to make us drop even further, to shake a few of the longs out of the market again so we can continue to proceed higher. All right, something else I should cover because this is a crypto channel. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, which I haven't done for a while. Let's zoom out here on the weekly and see what I'm seeing here. Put it in auto mode so we can fit that all onto our chart. You can see we are in this big ascending wedge, which is bearish. So Bitcoin should break below this sometime within the next couple weeks or months, coming down to our Ikimoku cloud, or lower than that. I would even expect a retest of this descending purple trend line. All right. So with Bitcoin coming down to, I would say it could drop down to below 50 to below 50% dominance. That will give altcoins finally their time to shine. Let's take a look at total 2 and total 3. Let's start with total 2, see what I'm seeing here. All right, so we had this M pattern. This is the weekly chart, and we're coming down to the 200 weekly moving average, and that still remains a good target to come down to. So altcoins will continue to remain weak until we hit that target and until Bitcoin breaks to the downside of this ascending wedge. Is total 3 looking the same? Yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, total 2, you have more of an M pattern there drawn. Total 3, though, is also, you have this wedge that is forming, and we are coming down to that 200-day moving or weekly moving average as well. So that remains a target before we break to the upside. Altcoins should remain fairly sideways to weakish over the next several weeks and maybe even months. I don't know that we'll even see our pop till end of October, beginning of November, into the end of the year. And that's when we'll see our pop. All right, let's just take a look at Bitcoin here real quick, and I'll end this quick weekly update. We are in the daily, still in this descending trend, although Bitcoin is pushing above the Ichimoku cloud again. And we have, come down to this large block of buying pressure. So we're in the process of moving up-ish, if you will, slightly. Though I think it's more of a more sideways action. I think it's just going to be more sideways action until we get some sort of news or something happens in the Bitcoin space. Eventually, we will break to the upside of this descending channel. And at that point, as I've stated previously, I think we will go to 90,000. My end of year target is somewhere around here, 88 to 92,000. That is my end of year target for the Bitcoin. All right, that is enough said on that. I hope you all enjoyed the update, and we'll be speaking to you this week. Peace, y'all. Gotta stop this video.